Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakakwadash. Double honors into the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to the 144,000 men out there, as well as the rest of the one third of the men, women, and children. All right, and shalom to the speckled birds out there. All right, that are scattered through all four corners of the earth. Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Nabala back with another lesson. All right, and um, right here, man, this is pretty much prophecy, man, that's written out, all right, in the book of Revelations 18, which we'll get there, shortly, we'll get into that chapter, man, all right, and yeah, man, so you see the title says, Russia can destroy the U.S. in 1 hour, Putin ally brags, you see? So now, you got, the allies, of Putin, mentioning that, Babylon the Great can be destroyed in 1 hour. And this is all biblical, man. This is all prophecy, all right, that's written in scriptures. All right, so we're gonna read through this article. It's not a very long article, so we're gonna just read through it, all right? It says Russia will be able to destroy the U.S. in 1 hour. A prominent Kremlin propagandist had said in the latest bellicose threat from the country's state-controlled media as war in Ukraine rages on. We are the only country in the world that can destroy the United States in 1 hour. Margarita Sinayan and the editor of Russian state-backed broadcast RT said in the clip of the Russian state television broadcast post by X account Noel Reports. All right, and this is, one of those scriptures where it says, let the weak say I'm strong. All right. It tells you that, man. Let the weak say. Matter of fact, let's get that. Because, at one point, these other countries, man, they didn't have, these nuclear capabilities like this, you see? And, throughout time, they were able to develop a more stronger and more powerful, nuclear bombs, man, with more force, that cause more destruction. All right. So, that's pretty much the scripture, let the weak say I'm strong. Let's get that. Let the weak say I'm strong. Slakia. Let's see. I know it's in the book of Amos, I believe. I don't know why. Weak. Let me see. Let me put weak, strong. Salakia. Oh, the book of Joel. Salakia. It's the book of Joel 3 and 10. Salakia. I said Amos. So let's start at 10. Or let's start at 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. All right, which talking about the militaries of the world. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat. For there will I sit and judge the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, and fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes of the valley of decisions, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. All right. So, pretty much, the Gentiles, or these other nations, are getting drawn in, to the valley of Yehoshaphat, all right, to be judged, all right, to be judged, man, in the middle, the so-called Middle East, all right, and so this is one of those cases is let the weak say I'm strong, man, because like I said before, Babylon always been the hammer of the earth, they always been the one with nuclear capabilities, man. But as you can see, you got the other nations. You got Russia and these other countries, that have nuclear capabilities as well. That are very destructive, man. Way more destructive than back in the old times, man. All right. So, man, you got, you know, Russia, Russia's allies, pretty much making threats, to Babylon the Great, saying that, Russia could destroy them, within, 1 hour. All right. Because, like it speaks in the book of Ezekiel 38, uh, Russia shall be a guard unto them, should be a guard, unto the other nations, man, like Iran. All right. Um, it says, it is not clear when the clip was aired. Newsweek has reached out to the Russian Foreign Ministry for the comment via email. It says Russia's state television frequently broadcasted inflammatory content and was repeatedly alluded to the nuclear confrontation with the U.S. and the key ally of Ukraine in the war against Russia. Relations between Washington and Moscow have been strained throughout nearly 2 years of war, with few prospects for the end of the conflict for the rapprochement. The U.S. and the other countries providing arms to Ukraine have been concerned by the possibility of escalating the war in Eastern Europe and often irate reaction to Moscow to new military aid pledges. It says in fall 2022, shortly after Russia annexed Donetsk, Kherson, Luhansk, and Zaporizhia region of the southern and eastern Ukraine, the Kremlin said to the territories fell under Moscow's nuclear arsenal. The 4 regions are where the bulk of the frontline clashes take place. A few more paragraphs. It says in 2019, ahead of the full-scale war breaking out of Russia's state television broadcast a list of U.S. military facilities, it said Moscow would target in a nuclear strike. In May 2020, a Russian politician appeared on state media and said Russia would need just 4 missiles to wipe out the east and the west coast of the USA. Just 4 missiles. It's only going to take 4 missiles. All right. But I believe the scripture says, it's going to be, 200 million, I believe, or something like that. Let's see if I can find that. Let me go to Slovakia. Let me go here. Let me see. 200 million or something like that. I can't remember what scripture it is. Let me see if I can find it. And the number of the army of horses. Let me see. I believe it's this one. Oh yeah, this is it. All right, let's go to Revelations 9 and 17. Go to the book of Revelations 9 and 17. Revelations 9. You see, they say, it's only going to take 4, but, the scriptures, says more. Or the scripture said that there's going to be more that's going to be, shot. What was it? Revelations 17. It says, we'll start at yeah, let's get straight to the point. It says, and thus I saw the horses in the vision. Wait, no. Let's start at 16. And it says that the number of the army of the horses were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and a jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as heads of a lion, and out of their mouths is is swayed fire and smoke and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed by fire. And that's talking about that nuclear destruction. All right. And the third part of men. All right. You got the sons of God, you got sons of men, and you got sons of the wicked. All right. So this is the sons of the wicked. And it says, and by smoke and by brimstone, which issue out of their mouth. All right. And those are those the nuclear warheads, man. It says, for the power is in their mouth and in their tails. And it says, for the tails were like serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. You see, and that's talking about that nuclear destruction, man. All right, that's that's what's gonna wipe out this place, man. You know, that nuclear destruction. You know, that's gonna wipe out Babylon the Great, and you know, like it says here, you know, they do hurt. You see, and so those nuclear warheads, because each of these nuclear missiles, man, you know, these ICBM missiles got warheads, attached to them. All right, and the warheads separate, from the actual body of the nuclear missile. All right, and and once they separate from it, they all, pretty much disperse from each other. And they all hit their targeted spots, man. All right, so this is talking about the nuclear missiles right here, man. All right, on Babylon the Great. So let's go back here and let's read the rest of this. So pretty much, it says that it's only going to just 4 missiles to wipe out the east and the west coast of the U.S. And it says, and the Russian political commentator said in mid-2003, the U.S. could be caught in the crosshairs of the war in Ukraine should it escalate a nuclear conflict. And you kind of think about it, U.S. kind of been caught up in it, man. Because Russia warned them plenty of times to not aid Ukraine, with supplies, with artillery supplies and things like that, and so Babylon the Great is provoking, Russia, man, and eventually Russia, and the other nations are going to get fed up with the shit, man, and nuke the hell out of Babylon the Great, man, which is prophecy, man. It says state TV host Vladimir Solovoy, one of the most well-known figures in Kremlin-backed media, said earlier this month that Russia should strike headquarters of NATO, which has supported Ukraine's war effort, such as move which sparked the far-wide war. Said in mid-January, former Russian president, deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, said the Ukrainian attacks on the missile launch sites with Russia territory with U.S. or NATO supplied weapons could provoke nuclear. You see, it said the Ukraine attacks on the missile launch sites with Russia territory with U.S. or NATO supplied weapons could provoke a nuclear response from Kremlin. You see, and they're provoking them, man. You see, especially U.S. The U.S. is provoking them, man. Like I said before, they're sending, giving them, sending supplies, artillery for war, man, and it's provoking, Russia, man. All right, and eventually, like I said, Russia, and these other nations are going to get tired of it, man, and destroy Babylon, man, via nuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles. It says Russia and U.S. collectively possessed around 90% of the world's warheads. You see, Russia and U.S. You see, possess around 90% of the world's warheads, man. All right. So, man, this is straight prophecy, man. We're going to get into that. Let's get into the book of Revelations. Revelations 18. And we'll start at 9. We'll go from 9 to 24, because as you can see, it says lament for Babylon, all right? And lament pretty much means to mourn, all right? It says in the kings, Revelations 18 and 9, started at 9, it said, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, all right? And that's getting in, to Babylon be destroyed by the nuclear missiles right here, All right. Because, the kings of the earth, have been living, through luxurious, through Babylon the Great, they defile this place, for the sake of their gain, man, through bloodshed. All right. And that's pretty much, why this place is going to get destroyed, man. This place is defiled. This place is wicked, and many other nations, have committed fornication with this whore, man. Pretty much, for the sake of their own gain, man. It says, standing afar off for fear of her torment. All right, which is, the nuclear missiles, that nuclear fire, saying, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour, you see, for 1 hour, thy judgment come, you see, and only in 1 hour, it's going to take, for, Babylon to be destroyed. And you see, we go to the article, what does it say here? Russia can destroy U.S. in 1 hour, Putin allied brags. You see, so they're bragging about it. It says, and the merchant of the earth shall weep and mourn. All right, the merchants of the earth, all right, those that commit, the fornication, with Babylon the Great, the whore. For no man buyeth their merchandise anymore, because when this place is destroyed, there ain't gonna be nothing left. There ain't gonna be nothing left. They're not gonna be able to, make, any type of money off this place anymore. Pretty much, they're not gonna be able to pimp Babylon anymore, man. Babylon the Great, the whore. It says, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and thine wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all the manner vessels of precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointment and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and breasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. You see, slaves and souls of men. You see, because what was I going to say, man? I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me. It says, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee. You see, the fruits that they souls lusted after. It says, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. You see, so none of these things are gonna exist anymore, man. Once Babylon the Great gets destroyed, man. Once they shoot these ICBM missiles, man, and burn this place, man. All the works of this place will be burned up, man. That's what the scripture says. With fervent heat. Matter of fact, let's get that, and we'll come back to Revelations 18. Let's see if I can find that. With fervent heat. Let me see if I can get that. Is it fervent? With fervent heat? Yep. 2 Peter 3:10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also the works that are therein shall be burned up. You see, all the works that are therein shall be burned up. All right. And all these things in Revelation 18 that's mentioned, all right, are going to be burnt up, man. All these things that are mentioned are going to be burnt up. All right, so let's go to 15. It says Revelation 18:15, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her, you see, made rich by her, pretty much, committing that fornication, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment. All right, weeping and wailing and saying, alas, the great city, with clothed fine linen and purple scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. It says, for 1 hour, so the great riches is come to naught. You see, the great riches come to nothing. All right. In 1 hour, this place is going to be desolate. This place is going to be destroyed in 1 hour. It says, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning. what city is like unto that great city? You see, and that's what they're going to be saying. What city is like unto the great city? Because, all these other nations, they benefited off this place, man. They benefited. You got people from other nations that came, get rich, that come get rich, and pretty much they come get rich and leave and send the money back to their country, pretty much for their families, man. And it's going to be no more of that, man. It says, and they cast dust on their heads, all right, meaning that they're mourning, and cried and weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, the great city wherein were made rich, and all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For 1 hour she is made desolate. You see, in 1 hour she is made desolate. All the works therein will be burnt up, man, according to the book of 2 Peter 3:10. It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai hath avenged you on her. You see? And, the scripture tells you, wait till I rise up to the prey. Roughly paraphrasing, man. All right? And so, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is going to come avenge us, man, for what they did to our people, man, for the blood of the prophets, And it says, in the blood of the saints. It says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus the violence shall that the city of Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. You see, shall be found no more at all. And you go to the book of Isaiah. What is the book of Isaiah? What is it? Isaiah 13 and 20. It says that this place will never, be inhabited again. So let's get that. Isaiah 13 and verse 20. See, and look at Babylon will fall to the Medes. You see, Babylon will fall to the Medes right here. And the Medes are the Russians, man. You see? Let's see. Hold on, Salakia. Let me see what bows mean here in the book of Isaiah. Let me see what bows mean. Salakia. A bow. Let me see. Since shooting. Bending the bow, shooting, hence. Compare, become radical letter, compare. Salakia. I was just trying to see a bow, figurative might, a bowman, an archer. Let's see here. Let's see. Fears. Serve dry Aramaic. Difficult. Salakia. Bear with me. I just want to see something real quick. Bait, snare. All right, no, this is not it's not the same. Okay, Salakia. Let me go back to Isaiah 13. All right, let's start at we'll read from 17 to 20. It says, behold, I will serve the Mede against them which shall not regard silver as for gold. It says, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall not have no pity on the fruit of the womb, for the eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, so this is Babylon, man. It's going to be as they overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And how was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? Through fire and brimstone. And Babylon is going to be destroyed via ICBM missiles, nuclear fire. It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian prince tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. You see? It says, but the wild beasts in the deserts shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. Salaki and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in the desolate houses, and the dragons in the pleasant places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged, man. You see, this is talking about Babylon the Great right here, man. You know, her days shall not be prolonged, man. So the day of destruction is very much approaching, man. All right, and Yahweh Shem Shai is getting ready to destroy this place, man. So let's go back to the book of Revelations, and we'll finish that off. So it says, for in 1 hour, so the great riches, Revelation 18-17, for in 1 hour the great riches, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, to nothing, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors, as many as trade by sea, stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto the great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, the great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For 1 hour she is made desolate. All right, and we just read in the book of Isaiah 13-20 that this place will never be inhabited again. All right, it says, rejoice over her, thou heavens, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. It says, a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it in the sea, saying thus, it says, thus with violence shall the great city of Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. The voice of the harpers and the musician of the pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whosoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of the millstone shall be heard and no more at all in thee. All right, so pretty much, man, all the mirth, all the amusement, all the rejoicing, the gladness it's not going to be heard of anymore, man. It's all going to be, no job. Everything's going to be done away with, man. Everything's going to be destroyed. Everything's going to be destroyed, and it's going to be none of this is ever going to exist here again. Here at Babylon the Great, it says, "And the light of the candle shall shine, and no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For the merchants were the great men of earth, for by sorceries were all nations deceived." And that's true. By sorceries all great nations were deceived, man. Through witchcraft, sorcery, you see. And it says, and in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. All right. And this is how pretty much how Babylon the Great, pretty much gained his riches, man. Off the the prophets and the saints. We built up this place, man. And pretty much they made they got their riches from us, man. All right, through the blood of us. All right. And so, this place is going to be destroyed, man, in 1 hour, man. All right. And you see here, man, it's prophecy. Russia can destroy the U.S. in 1 hour. Putin ally brags, man. All right. And they're bragging about it. So this is prophecy, and this prophecy will come to pass, man. All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to close off there. All right. And, give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bahakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS the Great Millstone, who teach and rule well. All right. And this is Brother Nabala until the next lesson. Shalom, shalom.